Alex, you don't want to jump on the phone?
No, dude.
Come on, this is a good episode to talk shit about Jerome.
About who?
About Jerome.
Got robbed. On the hood.
Hood knows I want that back.
The hood knows. Oh, we don't have a sound.
Hands the ropes, number one.
I didn't even see the.
I swear to God, and that's on God and them, and y'all know, I don't know who NM is, but it's on God and them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I just.
Ready to go? All right, welcome back to Against the Ropes. I am Gio Garcia. I'm alongside Christian Rodriguez, Christian Mosqueda, and Mr. Frankie's here with us. How you doing, Frankie?
I'm good, man. How are you?
All good. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
On God and them?
On God and them.
I swear to God, and that's on God and them.
After he wins. So we're going to just jump right to it, right?
Yeah.
This weekend, pay-per-view, Las Vegas, the Senator against AB. What'd you guys think? How'd you guys score it?
That was it, right? All we needed to do just count the rounds that Broner was going to win, supposedly.
Jesus.
That's all we needed to do.
Mm-hmm. How many rounds did you guys give Broner? I'm just curious.
You know, I was actually, putting that variable of corruption, dude, just in case I was. So I was giving it around, 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
I gave him 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think I gave my 2
At
rounds.
most.
Dang, you guys are generous.
Yeah.
I think I gave him
Yeah.
1. I can see you giving him 2. Yeah.
I think there was a 1 round, I think, where he landed a really, really good punch near the end that I was like, oh, for sure.
I think an uppercut.
Yeah, I think it was the uppercut round,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because, I was saying this, so I saw the fight. I went to Vegas, but, closed circuit. We'll talk about that later. Fucking Mayweather. I was watching the fight in my room on my phone, and that's a punch that I saw that he could have landed, but he just stuck to that counter hook. Mm-hmm. He could have done that uppercut because fucking Manny leads with his head. I'm like, how do you not see this, man? But, yeah. Seriously disappointed in Jerome.
But did you guys expect anything different, honestly?
Honestly, I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say I would consider myself a Broner fan. I feel like he's really talented. I feel he showed a lot of potential at a very young age, getting into a sport.
Mm-hmm.
And after his last fight, started off slow, picked it up the later rounds, and I was just like, all right, maybe he could fight the way he fought in the round 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He'll put up a fight against Pacquiao. Pacquiao's coming up 40 years of age. He throwed, he had that loss against Horn, very controversial. But even against Matisse, I felt like he looked good, but, Matisse ain't no youngin' either.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, Broner, if he could let his hands go, he's going to put up a fight with Pacquiao.
Yeah.
But in typical Broner fashion, he just chose to not throw his hands, and ultimately I feel like that's what cost him the fight.
Yeah, that was it. And, that was what everybody talked about, letting his hands go. There's no way to win against a volume puncher like Pacquiao without, taking risks. And that's what he was afraid of.
You want to hear something?
What?
Guess how many fights has Adrien Broner been at 147?
I'm gonna say
count how many fights he has been actually at the welterweight.
The only one I can the one I can
All
think
the
of.
ones he lost.
Yeah, Paulie for that title. But I can't think of a whole lot. I cannot think of a whole lot.
So the last time Adrien Broner was fighting at 147 was back in 2013 against Marcos Maidana, and he won against Paulie Malignaggi. So he's 1-2 at 147. So I'm saying this because he should go back and retreat to 140. Because there's actually, I was looking at the list of the fighters at 140. There's not. I'm not saying that they're not credible, but I'm just saying that I think that's a division that he could probably take over and try to get some titles under his belt. Because if you think about it, if this fight actually helped Adrien Broner towards the end, regardless, because people are gonna like him. People are gonna watch him because they want him to get knocked down. Just like Mayweather, people want him to lose, right?
Yeah.
But now people are gonna probably want Adrien Broner to lose, but more importantly, everybody wants to see him get knocked down.
I don't know. After this is usually when he loses, I'm like, he's still kind of like interesting to watch. After this one, I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, same.
Because
Because
it was
we talked about before the fight, right? Like, there's not much in this fight,
Yeah.
really. Broner, if he loses, same thing, right? That's been happening. If Pacquiao loses, you're just gonna say he's old. So.
Mhm. But to me, it's just like, it's just his attitude at the end. That just I'm like, come on, bro, really? Like,
Yeah,
you really think you got robbed?
No, because when I was at the movies, like nobody actually knew who Adrien Broner was,
Nah.
and people were introduced by this character, right? And this character, you need like a protagonist that a lot of people don't want, or either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
And you need that, I guess, in boxing, right?
Mhm.
So for Adrien Broner to be that type of character, what other character besides Adrien Broner does this in boxing?
Yeah, not a whole lot. Like, but to me, it's just like your performance, and then for you to say that, I'm like,
Yeah, and I don't think any boxers are like. That's not even an enticing fight anymore, right?
Yeah.
Fighting Adrien Broner.
yeah, it's not.
Especially at that welterweight division. It's
Yeah.
like you got all
Yeah.
this talent, and they're really gonna go fight Broners.
He has 4 losses now.
I mean,
It's-
and that's the thing. What does that say about you being Keith Thurman, you being Sean Porter, right? Or you being Errol Spence, and you don't have the opportunity to fight Manny Pacquiao, but let alone this guy over here is able to have that chance to fight Manny Pacquiao, right? Like, how does that, like, if you were Keith Thurman, how do you feel about that? Or Sean Porter? Like, when am I going to get that chance to fight this guy?
They'll
When
probably
am-
get it.
Yeah,
They're
that's
on
coming.
PBC now.
It's
Yeah.
it's coming, but
But I think many of them weren't looking for that fight either, though.
yeah,
against Manny
I
Pacquiao?
guess Manny Pacquiao.
No, I mean, that's the biggest welterweight cash you could get in that division.
It'd definitely be the biggest cash, but I feel in talent-wise, there's arguably a couple fights that would, that'd be better for them personally.
Yeah, because you don't really get a lot of credit, right, for beating a 40-year-old
Yeah,
Pacquiao.
don't.
It's
Mhm.
kind of like Mikey didn't want to take
I
that
was
fight
gonna-
for the same reason.
I was just gonna say that I feel like these top welterweights, they're not excited. They don't get that same fire to fight a Pacquiao as they would fighting each other.
Yeah, I mean, if it was 5 years ago, it'd definitely be like, okay,
Yeah.
this is something that my career really needs. But
Well,
at this point,
I say that because maybe you guys may not know this, but do you heard the news how many pay-per-view buys this?
400K.
So like
This one made 400K.
Yeah, so like that
That's a pretty
to
good
me is a big number, higher than Tyson Fury versus Wilder by 75,000.
Yeah,
well, obviously, it was Pacquiao.
yeah, it's
yeah,
Pacquiao.
He's
exactly.
been fighting on
And then
pay-per-view
it's
for
Broner too,
years.
like,
Broner too. He
Broner
does.
before this fight was like, he's loved by the community.
Yeah.
Well, Pacquiao himself, anybody who fights, he can sell 300,000,
Yeah.
right?
And that's the thing too. Like this fight, in this case, Manny Pacquiao can bring in that money for the other fighter, right? So in this case, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, they're gonna probably want that cash because they
Yeah.
know if they fight Spence, if they fight the other guy, they're not gonna get that type of money. Only
Yeah.
Pacquiao can give you this type of money.
That's true, but I feel like they're looking to get excited to fight somebody. Honestly, this performance from Pacquiao wasn't that great,
I mean,
in my
threw
opinion.
over 1,000 punches. And
you
landed
s-
like
you s-
250.
He was still there to get hit.
Yeah, you seen Mayweather.
Broner was hitting him with that check left hook. Like that
Yeah.
one round that he
Yeah.
won, he hit him with that same hook like
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously Pacquiao dominated Broner, but he wasn't super impressive. Almost like you saw Mayweather's reaction. Like if it was a good fight, he would have been up. Like, oh, this makes sense for money wise. But he was sitting down, chilling.
I mean, he fought like a 40-year-old at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? There's only so much he can do.
Yeah.
Who would you guys want to see Manny Pacquiao fight at the welterweight division?
So
good
before we get
question.
to Manny Pacquiao, because that relates to the second topic, but what should Broner do?
After
So we
this,
get out of the way, Broner.
I'll let Gio answer this one.
Broner, I don't care. I don't care what he does. Obviously, go down to 140. We talked about it on the Wolfpack podcast when we were talking about it with Luis. I mean, he's never been a like talent can only take you so far, right? He obviously doesn't have the power to be competing with these guys
Yeah.
at 147. 140 would be his best bet, but is he gonna get in shape to make 140? That's the question.
Yeah.
Chris?
Where does he go from here? Obviously, yeah, he can't compete at the welterweight level. Especially, yeah, like Gio said with the elite.
He's
So
pretty small, dude.
he's small.
Pacquiao size,
Yeah,
basically.
his best, it's 140. I don't think he can make 135 anymore. So
What you think?
I agree, 140. I don't think there's room for him at 147, both talent-wise. He doesn't have the power, and even at 140, like Joe said, it's just a matter of making weight. We all know
Yeah.
he's had issue with that before, so it's just like if he can't make weight at 140 and he can't compete at 147, I think it's time to go the Victor Ortiz route and hit the movies or something.
Yeah.
you go catch weight king at
If he
144.
beats- if he beats his case,
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
case is.
Man,
Right.
So here's your Ring Magazine top 10 all the way to top 1 for the welterweights. So Vargas is number 10, Horn is number 9, 8 is Ugas, 7 is Skabeloaskis, 6 is Danny Garcia. 5 is Pacquiao. 4 is Porter. 3rd is Thurman. 2nd is Crawford. And 1 is Spence. So the guys who have the, titles in that division, Spence the IBF, Crawford the WBO, Thurman WBA, and Porter with the WBC. So we talked about this during Thanksgiving, and I brought it up that I think Manny Pacquiao should fight Mikey Garcia, because I think that's a hell of a fight for. I think both guys were small and they match up each other, but I think I wouldn't mind seeing the opportunity for Errol Spence to be introduced to the world to Manny Pacquiao, if they want to give a death sentence to Manny Pacquiao
I was
to
gonna
fight
say
him
that's
that
gonna be a
time.
sacrificial lamb there. Nah, they can still make a lot of money with Pacquiao, so they're not gonna throw him
Right.
with the top ones just like right away. They're gonna probably put him in there with the.
So who do you want him?
Who do I want Pacquiao next? What makes sense? That's a good one. I mean,
At his age, not a lot of fights make sense.
yeah.
That's why I don't really like him signing with PBC unless he's going to get the Mayweather fight. Because
Mhm.
other than that, you're going to have to fight the top guys. And at 40-something years old,
Well, this
it's not
actually
good for him.
interesting you say that, Gio, because I actually fell asleep on this quote. This was back in October 20. This is what Mayweather said. So Pacquiao is now under my umbrella, the Mayweather-Heyman umbrella. I like to say that we're one. That me and Al Heyman are one. And towards the end, he talks about the last fight for the fight that he recommends, the fight that he told Al Heyman to put Pacquiao. It's against the Broner. Then we could talk about the rematch. This was back in October
See,
20.
I would probably like to see Pacquiao fight Mayweather before any of those top welterweights, but not a defense of Mayweather. Mayweather that kind of takes chances, but Mayweather, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna be defensive postured, like. But yeah, because I don't see Manny, up there with the Keith Thurmans and the Errols and the Crawfords, especially not the Errols and the Crawfords.
So who do you have against Pacquiao then next?
Like if I had to pick one, it
Yeah.
would be Mikey, just because I
Mikey
would like to
Garcia.
see Mikey, cross over.
Win or lose? If Mikey does lose that fight against Spence?
Yeah, win or lose, because Mikey doesn't lose a lot from losing.
Yeah,
to
we already
Spence.
said he's getting
Yeah.
bigger fights either
Yeah,
way.
he's already won in my
Yeah.
before. He was already won the fight before it started already.
Mhm. So, yeah.
So Joe, who do you have? You want Mikey too?
Yeah, but Mikey doesn't really want that fight.
Yeah.
So
What do you think?
I'd want Danny Garcia.
That's a good one. Yeah, there you go.
I'd
That's a
want
good one.
that,
And
and I know.
I think even that's dangerous for
Yeah,
him.
even I feel like you guys mentioned it's at this point any of the top 5 147s would be too much for Pacquiao to handle. I feel Danny Garcia, not because he's the lesser, but I mean he's already lost to Porter, he's already lost to
Yeah.
Thurman, so it's like at this point Danny Garcia needs something to go his way.
Yeah.
So it's like I think they're both managed by Al Heyman as well, so it would be easy to make.
Yeah.
So I feel like that'd be a really good fight for Pacquiao because I mean he's at the end of his
Yeah.
career, so like throw him with Danny Garcia, win or lose, and then if
Yeah.
the world is really ready to meet Earl Spence or if Thurman needs like a little bit more publicity, throw him with Thurman and
yeah.
just get the ratings up.
And we're only saying this because he's 40 years old, right?
Yeah.
He actually got an eye injury in this fight.
Oh.
He had a scratched cornea. Did you guys hear about it?
Nah,
No, I didn't
know
have
about
that.
Allegedly. And he also got robbed that night. So
Yep.
Broner wasn't the only one that got robbed. So somebody broke into Pacquiao's house, supposedly his LA home.
It's
Oh,
an
damn.
inside
Fight night?
job. That's an inside job.
Yeah, fight night. That should always happen on fight night.
Yeah.
Inside job.
Yeah,
He's
so,
not home for sure.
so at this point of Pacquiao's career, I'm more worried about his health more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And all these guys are young, barely hitting their primes. Danny would be a good fight, I think.
Yeah.
But Danny does have that power, so
Yeah.
if Pacquiao gets hit.
And I feel
That's the thing. Like what the purses revealed showed us why Pacquiao was in the fight game still. Did you heard about that?
Mm-mm.
How much he made and the story behind it? What he's
like,
making?
How
he's at
much?
10 million, right?
10 million. I heard.
He's
10.
making actually 20 million, but 10 million of that's going to go to IRS, and the rest is going to be from his sponsorships.
Oh. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I think the biggest issue is like if he does take a really big L to whoever he fights, that might be it for his career.
Yeah.
So I think his
Yeah.
next fight has to be a big
Yeah.
one. It just can't be a Danny Garcia. Even though I would like to see that fight,
Mhm.
I feel like if it's going to be the last one, it has to be one of the top contenders at 147. One, because it's going to bring a big audience and it's going to shed some light on the welterweight division that, not that it needs it because the talent is there, but
Yeah.
to the casual fan,
To the
it'll be
casual
like,
fans.
oh, who's this Errol Spence that took care of Pacquiao in 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Who's this Keith Thurman who has one fight in the last 2 years?
Yeah, I
that took
mean,
care of him, you know?
that's why, like, I tell people if they want to understand boxing, just watch wrestling. like wrestling, you can see the storyline shaping up towards the end of the month. Oh, that's what's going to be the pay-per-view. So the fact that Mayweather fought during New Year's Eve and you have a separation of Manny Pacquiao fighting 3 weeks later after that,
Yeah.
kind of is basically writing up in the wall.
Yeah.
So as much as I want Manny Pacquiao to fight Mikey Garcia or whoever like Sean Porter or Keith Thurman,
Yeah.
5 years before.
Now the question is, who deserves it more? It's probably Keith Thurman, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because he's
Based
the only one who's beaten top welterweights
guy.
at this point.
And you want to talk about Keith Thurman? Because I have some like interesting interview that I want you guys to listen to. So PBC, they have this one show called Inside PBC Boxing. This was this past week, January 19th. And Sean Porter and Maris are the ones who are co-hosting this show.
Okay.
And Keith Thurman was asked a question about what to expect in this fight. It's just a minute long, but it's worth interesting.
I'm definitely ready for this, but you know, dealing with back-to-back injuries, there is a part of me that says, you know, what's going to break down next? You know, are my knees going to hold up while I'm running, you know, all these miles for training camp? You know, I had surgery on one elbow. Is the other elbow going to act up? You know, hand problems, X, Y, and Z, the whole alphabet of problems, you know. But, you know, that's part of being a champion. That's part of being an elite athlete is, you know, sometimes we beat ourselves up while we're in the process of trying to beat up another man.
Keith,
and so
did you-
I'm just...
Did you just
What's that?
Did you just paint the picture that you're a crippled boxer?
No, man, I'm
That's what it
saying
sounded like.
mentally, I do have worries, you know. I'm a human being, and sometimes there is a lack of confidence at moments. But then, obviously, working hard, preparation, you rebuild that confidence. And I am fully confident, but in the back of my head, I know what my body's been through, and there's a little concern, but we're doing our best to stay healthy and stay at the top of the division.
All right, Keith, fantastic to see you. Best of luck with the...
And that was Sean Porter.
Asking that question to
Yeah.
Keith Thurman. What are your thoughts on that?
That's the first time I hear like a fighter actually like, you know, all those excuses that you hear after the fight. He's like saying them kind of now. So that
before.
When you say
Yeah.
those are excuses?
or like he's like pretty much like enumerating all the injuries that usually people don't share, which is that's what I'm saying.
I think it's being honest.
I'm sure he's being honest, but like that's something you don't expect from
Yeah, I mean, it's being honest, but at the same time, do you really want your opponents to know that
to
you're
know
that injured?
exactly.
You know, because if you play sports before, you know that you feel the same
Yeah.
way as him, right? If you get an injury.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, you
But-
ever broken a bone before or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, to this day, I still can't sleep on my left side. I broke my clavicle bone like freshman year in high school. I still can't sleep on my left side.
And it's
you know,
all mental, right, Gio?
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Do you want to give that edge to like your opponent? Like, oh, now he knows that you have that doubt. Like, that's what
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he.
I probably wouldn't say
Yeah.
it like that. I don't know. What do you think?
I
Ricky?
think he's just like taking precaution. I think, in my opinion, I feel like Thurman's gonna come back and be one of the top welterweights, and I
Yeah.
think
yeah, I hope so.
I think he's just trying to cover his track. Let's say he has a slip up
Yeah.
against Josecito this weekend, and he's like he gets knocked down or something. He could be like, "Well, I told you guys I wasn't feeling myself, but I'm gonna work on it, and I'm gonna get back to it." you
Yeah.
know?
But I think it's also because you know how annoying the media can get, right?
Yeah.
Like we talked about it. How many of these guys actually play sports in their lives, right? So he probably got annoyed of all the questions, and he's letting
Yeah.
them know how what it feels
Yeah,
like.
he's already
you know?
laying it down.
That's crazy because I hadn't seen that interview, but I
I've
think
seen
2 weeks ago, PBC had a face-to-face. I don't know if you saw it. And it was Josecito against Thurman. They were going at
That
it.
I haven't seen, but tell me.
And it was like Thurman's talking and he's
Uh-huh.
being arrogant. He's being the Thurman that we all know.
What does he say?
He's just saying like I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna show the world why Thurman deserves to be in the conversation as one of the top welterweights.
All right, so I'm not going to take this interview
Yeah,
seriously.
so I saw that
then.
in the face-to-face, and Josecito was going like, "We'll see." Like, you know, I've given fighters trouble before, and it's just like I'm gonna show the world why Josecito's not a name to be slept on. Blah blah blah. And they're just like, "Okay, cool," you know, like hyping it up. So I'm hearing this right now, and I'm just kind of like,
You're confused.
yeah, I'm confused. That's why I was like, I don't know where this is coming from. The face-to-face, Thurman was being really like
Right.
confident about himself.
Some reverse psychology. or-
Yeah, so I was like, wait, what?
Which one do you want? You know?
For real.
I think that second interview is everything to me with Keith Thurman. I feel sad for him because if that's the type of mindset you're going into 1 week before the fight,
Yeah.
what do you think is going to happen in the fight with Keith Thurman this Saturday?
But Josecito,
On
I don't
Fox.
like. I thought he was gonna take care of him quickly, now, but now that you said that with all these injuries, I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah, I saw
mean,
that. I'm like, what?
I still think that he's gonna take care of him.
So why do you think he took so much time off?
I mean,
Because he was chilling or what?
no, but when was like this
It's already
interview?
best
vacation?
fight, bro, that's why.
When was this interview? I knew he was injured,
This
but
was
like
last week.
Well, yeah, he was injured.
I'm all thinking it was 2. He like named like 5 or 6. I'm like, Jesus. He made him like it's like what Porter said, like you're making it seem like you're a like what do you say, like you're
A cripple fighter.
yeah.
Fighter. Yeah, you should see Sean Porter's reaction. They have his face when it happened. He's like, like confused.
Yeah.
Probably never had a serious injury before.
Yeah, I'm just not used to like a fighter just like naming that many injuries. It's 1 or 2, but like, man.
And the thing
But
is,
to me, I kind of knew that already, right?
Yeah,
You were
you
taking
got-
time off
yeah.
if you're injured. It's like you got to read between the lines,
Yeah.
obviously.
and we know the type of fighter Keith Thurman is before these injuries came.
Mm-hmm.
Describe Keith Thurman, Chris.
Dude, he was just like a beast, an animal, like
The bulldozer, dude.
But
Yeah.
in what
Energy,
way?
power.
powered,
Like
athletic.
he will
was-
roll around, slip and slide to
Yeah.
the sides, unlike any other welterweight. Like,
Yeah.
what's his name? Spence.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, he was just like this. He both had like his boxing, IQ plays. He had like athleticism, and yeah, he was everywhere.
Yeah, because this past month I have watched the Sean Porter and Danny Garcia fight, and
Mhm.
he was impressive. So
Mhm.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
Sean Porter?
keep Thurman
Against both of them, right?
against
Like,
both
Oh,
of
he
them.
saw
Yeah,
both.
both
Yeah.
of those fights. And I'm just looking at them like, oh man, hopefully he could be back to that same. Because if he's
Yeah.
like that, nobody could beat Keith Thurman.
Well, with everything that he mentioned, how are you gonna be that same fighter? It's
Well, that's all he's saying. He's going to build it up to that. That's
Yeah.
why he's taking fights like Josecito,
yeah.
right? But that's the same thing with the media. They want him to hop right in against
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Porters, against the Spences. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, if you're injured, you're not going to, play 48 minutes.
Yeah, and you should go watch this interview because I don't want to play it all of it. But in the beginning, he talks about that.
Mm-hmm.
They ask him, what do you expect to see yourself in the first fight coming back? And he's like, are you going to feel yourself? Are you going to try to throw punches and stuff like that? He's like, the first couple rounds, I'm just going to feel myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I could go for the knockout, I'll go for it towards the middle of the fight. But
Now,
he's
if
not
you-
looking for anything dangerous in the beginning.
Yeah.
If you're Josecito, how do you go into that first
Oh,
round?
that's
jump
simple.
in.
You jump
on
in.
him.
You let your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
You
I
saw
gotta-
what happened last Saturday. You go in, dude. You don't care.
To see this as like 4-round fight and just go. That's it.
Well, what's his
That's it.
name?
But I mean-
All-Star Boxing.
Yep, Alstrom. Yeah.
We'll find out. Because what if Josecito does go in with everything and then he gets caught in the first round? I mean, it's good
I think-
some mind tricks there.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting fight to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna be in Vegas. I'm gonna try to catch that one for sure.
So who do you guys have?
It's on
how do you guys
Fox,
have
right?
the outcome?
Regular
Yeah,
Fox?
Yeah,
regular
Fox.
For sure, I'll try to catch that.
How do you guys have the fight finishing?
Chris?
I still see a knockout
Yeah.
by Keith. I'd be.
Knockout?
I think so, bro.
To me, it may be late stoppage, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if it goes to the
Yeah.
cards.
To me,
Yeah.
it's going to go to the scorecards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. I'm saying that just because, last December when Lomachenko fought Pedraza,
I was just gonna bring that up, dude.
Lomachenko took a while off, and I'm thinking he's gonna, work through Pedraza. Gervonta did, so I'm like, 6-7 rounds at best. And then we didn't see Lomachenko till we got to that 11th
Yep.
round.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, he still didn't finish him off there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They went to the 12, he survived the
He
12.
looked a
and went
bit
to the-
timid, huh, to throw that right.
He
Yeah.
did.
Because if I'm Thurman, if I could finish him off, I wouldn't finish him off.
You're trying to get rounds.
Because
in.
if I finish him off, then the media will not be finished with me.
Yeah.
They're going to ask all these questions about, fight such and So one thing about the injuries and another one, who you want me to fight next.
Yeah, that's true. He probably wants to get rounds in too.
You should.
Yeah.
It's been almost 2 years since he fought
Yeah.
against Sean Porter.
Yeah. So get that ring rust off. That's true. So yeah, if anything, it'd be if I predict the knockout, probably late stoppage, like late. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Alright.
should be interesting because Josecito hasn't won any of his big fights.
Yeah.
Right? He
Yeah.
beat Victor Ortiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he beat Berto or did he lose to Berto?
Berto? I don't remember that
Mm.
fight.
No, I think he fought Berto too a while back, no?
Who?
Yeah.
Andre Berto?
Against who?
Josecito.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think he beat him. I'm not sure though. But even then, Berto wasn't that much of a big name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. Robert Garcia in his corner. And then Keith Thurman's comeback. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You guys are all going to watch it?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to watch it.
Did y'all hear about the undercard on the fight?
No, which one?
I forgot the names, but I think it's finally supposed to clear up the WBA contender for heavyweight. And I saw they reported earlier in the week, but I think
Gerald Washington.
I'm not sure if it's them.
Is Gerald in that card?
That's
He's
the
on that
undercard co-main
Okay.
event.
Yeah, but they were talking about they're finally gonna clear up that whole WBA issue with the heavyweight to see who's gonna challenge Joshua for it or whatever, something like that. And I was just like, cool, I guess, you know. But
Now, what time does that start? 5, 6?
Start at
Yeah,
6.
Yeah, Barclays, huh? Is it
Barclays.
Barclays Center?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
think it's gonna be a sellout.
I don't know. The Barclays is a little weird for me.
Yeah.
I feel like they were selling out a lot of shows at first because people were just excited.
Yeah,
that
that's
they
back to
had a
And it
new
just
arena.
opened though too, like 5,
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it was a hotbed for like a good, like a
Cause I-
good 2-year run.
Yeah. 'Cause
Right now it's kind of like,
I know Pacquiao Broner sold out. Or was it at the MGM? This
Yeah.
past weekend? So that surprised me. I was just like, but then again, it's like you said, it's Pacquiao. But
So, what would you guys think about the undercard? Let me ask you guys.
I liked it
They
a
had
lot.
Badu Jack against
Yeah,
Marcus Brown.
it's pretty good. I mean,
I think when it's a really bloody fight, it always makes it.
man, that
You guys think it should have been
cut.
stopped?
Yeah, that fight should have been stopped.
I think it should have been stopped.
Yes.
Did you heard what
was
Badu
crazy.
Jack said today?
No, what do you say?
Oh, you keep on talking while I look at it.
Okay, yeah, no, that cut was like, at
was
first, like, they were like,
massive.
oh, it's a cut, and then they showed it. I was like, holy
It was deep.
crap.
I didn't
that
think
shit
it was that deep. When I saw how deep it was, I was just like, and he's still going.
Bro,
like,
you could put like quarters in there, bro. That's how deep.
yeah.
Wow.
They would clean it up, and 5 seconds in, the blood was already
You're not
all
lying,
over.
though.
You know, to me, it's like sometimes you got to protect the fighter from himself, right?
Yeah.
If you're in his corner and if you see somebody who you really care about bleeding that much,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna stop it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what his corner was thinking, and I don't know what the referee.
Well, there was a number of things to be
was thinking.
suspect with that corner. This is 2 things, right? I'm not going to reveal the title of it, but the first part regards to his cut. This is Badu Jack. At first, I was thinking, damn, it's just leaking. I thought the doctor would stop it, but they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They told me it wasn't bad. In this case, the trainer.
Mm-hmm.
He was just trying to calm me
Yeah.
down. That's his trainer.
Bro, that was bad.
Yeah.
Like, if I was a fighter and I see that cut on the screen, I would have been like,
Yeah, but
"Damn."
like if you have a cut on your face, you're not gonna know how bad it is,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
that's when you have to, like, you have to put everything on your trainer,
yeah,
right, to let you know.
This was not
his
on the trainer.
And his trainer kept telling him like, "You good?"
No, this is not the trainer. This is all the medical staff from Las
I was gonna
Vegas
say the medical
commission
staff,
right
the
there. They should have
referee.
done way better job.
And I think Paulie said it best. Like, you know, this, like there's times where fights like,
Yeah, when do you stop
Yeah.
the fight?
and this is one of those times where like you should stop it just because, you know, he was
He's
losing almost
bleeding
every
for
round.
what, 6, 7 rounds?
And the
Yeah.
confusing
How long
part
is that?
And let me
18
tell you,
minutes,
18 minutes.
just leaking blood.
and let me tell you why the trainer was not going to do anything about it, because this is what the title is about. The title of this article is called "Badu Jack clarifies trainers Mike Tyson corner instructions." That's the title of this.
Oh, when he was saying, go out like Tyson, just
So
like
yeah.
one punch.
This is what Badu Jack said. I saw people online, they were laughing. Lou was telling me you gotta fight like Mike Tyson. He didn't literally mean it. He just meant that at the time I gotta go at him and just knock him out. That I wasn't going to win unless I knock him out. We got different codes that we use. First of all, there's only one code when it comes to saying Mike Tyson. Dude, what does that mean to you?
Oh man, I'm thinking of go bite him in the ears.
Yeah, I'm thinking go bite him in the ear
Bite
too.
him
I'm
in
like,
the ear. Chris is alright. Man.
Make him bleed too, honey.
get him back.
Yeah.
No, I
Let's
was
just get that DQ call today.
Wow, man.
what I was gonna say was
Man.
that even when the cut happened, I think it happened like in the 6th, 7th round.
Yeah.
But even at that point, I only had Battle Drag when he
Yeah,
went down.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just like not only
Exactly.
is he bleeding, he's only won 1 round
Yeah.
at most.
And
so
he never landed a meaningful
Yeah,
punch,
he never
like,
landed
per
a
se,
meaningful punch.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like either why are you letting the fight continue if you know your fighter's not, winning? Like at
Yeah.
this point, it's just like just save whatever you could save, call it a day, and get him patched up. But
I don't know how that works, dude, because if you're bleeding for 20 minutes, if you have a car accident and you're bleeding that bad, first thing they're going to do is rush you to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Straight to the ER. So I don't know what the criteria is here.
And you know what? There was a moment when Jack went to the corner and they were trying to fix the cut and they made it worse. Did you saw that part, dude? Like the more blood just came down.
I was looking away,
Man.
dude. I was like,
I'm
I
like,
just saw his like bloody face, and every time he was punching, he was like moving his,
Yeah.
trying to clear it.
yeah,
Like,
see that punch when he paused for 3 seconds? I think it was like
oh
10th
yeah,
round.
He stopped.
He's like, referee, come on, dude. That's
Yeah.
your signal. Go in.
yeah.
Stop the fight.
And it was like right down the middle, so the blood was like in each eye. It's not like it's on one side.
and I get
Yeah.
it. People out there in social media saying, oh, you gotta give Badu Jack some heart, some love, and stuff like
Fuck
that.
that.
But that should have never happened at all in the beginning, dude. The commission should have stopped that fight as soon as I see that cut.
Yeah.
It looked like a lacerated cut.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Like
it
you,
did.
you used to see like cuts and they're small, like off
Yeah.
of one eye. This one was like,
Like all the way inside. Like,
yeah, dude. Like
He
that
did
was
a Harry Potter cut.
The last fight, remember, like that was Pacquiao Margarito, right? When
Yeah,
you're
with
just
that.
like, why is this fight even going on still?
Yeah.
I don't know, it was bad to watch, man.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Jack, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I told you guys.
but still
during-
credit to Marcus Brown, right? He fought a good
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to get at.
He
So
was bigger physically, but
Yeah.
he did what he had to do.
Yeah, what you think about Marcus Brown?
I thought he did wonderful job. Good performance. Like I didn't really know a lot about him
Right.
up until like this fight. So
So like during Thanksgiving, you know, a lot of people always talk about, oh, I wish there was tournaments and boxing. That way we could get to the point like who's actually number one in the
Mhm.
division or pound for pound fighter. But there's actually like this facade tournament going on at the 175 division. I told you back in Thanksgiving that we have Bibol just win a belt title at 175, and then we have Kovalev versus Alvarez fighting up in February 2nd, and we just have and what's that guy that fought against Adonis Stevenson on December 1st?
Oh, the Ukrainian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot the name. But
Ghost Dick or
Ghost
something.
Skip. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Ghost
so the fighter between Jack and Marcus Brown was going to be the mandatory 2-fight Ghost. So you're having all these 175 fighters actually fighting against each other. But I think part of the reason why that happens is because nobody gives a about the 175 division.
Yeah. And who else is fighting? Joe Smith Jr. fighting.
Joe Smith Jr. against Bibol.
Yeah, that's right. That's the fight. Yeah.
So you have a lot of fighters in the 175 division actually lining up in a tournament bracket right now.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a division that doesn't get a lot of love from the casuals, but yeah, it's competition up there.
what do you guys think about Badu Jack in the fight? I mean, besides the cut, I mean, because to me it's like one of his biggest fight. You know, draw against Adonis,
Mm-hmm.
draw against DeGale, you know, so and then the loss against Marcus Brown. So it's just like if you look at his resume, you can't find any meaningful win.
It's just one of
Yeah.
those things.
I've never been a big fan.
yeah,
It,
I
it-
mean,
it's one of those things like when you're mentally prepared to actually fight somebody that you want, you're ready for that person. I don't think Badu Jack was actually mentally prepared to fight Marcus Brown because when I talked to him, I actually ran into him in November and I told him, who do you want to fight? He's like, oh, I want to fight Adonis Stevenson, right? And look what happened on December 1st, right? He
Yeah.
lost, right? So he was mentally, and the part of the reason why Badu Jack was able to give that type of preference against Stevenson, because how old is Stevenson?
He's 40.
And how old is Badu Jack, right?
Yeah.
So they both match up in age-wise, right? When it comes down to Marcus Brown, how old is he? He's like
Younger.
28,
Yeah,
right?
like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Badu is just like, he just falls short in every big fight, and
It's unfortunate too,
yeah.
but it is what it is.
kind of just have to like, just, you know,
He made $500,000 in that fight.
500,000. It's not a bad
Yeah.
payday.
I hope the medical bill's not.
That's
not
what
on-
I'm saying.
You know, on
And
him.
taxes.
Talking about falling short. You guys want to talk about the ESPN fights?
I saw those
Friday?
fights. I did. So
ESPN and the Zone.
you know how we were just talking about when does a fighter actually like stop or when does a so the main event was Brian Jennings, a heavyweight, against Oscar Rivas. Jennings was like, you know how Jennings is, he just throw jabs. He fought against Klitschko like that.
Yeah.
He lost in the last round by knockout, dude. Oscar Rivas came in like Mike Tyson. If you go watch the fight, the first 30 seconds, he knocks him down. He's like, forget this story plot of me going through jabs. He comes at him, he just knocks him out, dude. It was sad to see, dude.
Dang.
Yeah. So watch that fight. Oscar, don't watch the first 11 rounds. Just watch the last round. And Brian Jennings is all caught up. He got.
So he did what Badu Jack Corner told.
Yeah, he did Mike Tyson. He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the undercard, Shakur Stevenson fought and he won. And now he's actually wanted to fight against Warrington.
Oh.
He wants to fight him
Already?
in
Josh
England.
Warrington?
Yeah.
In England?
Yes, he said.
Damn,
All
bold.
right, you guys talk about anything else and I'll play it up.
What do you guys think about Shakur Stevenson? You guys like him?
I like him.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah,
man.
he's got that,
Give
well,
him
obviously,
time.
Olympic.
You don't want him taking out too soon. You know?
Mhm. You just gotta just put him like the right fights, you know, the right time. But I like him as, you know, obviously he has that Olympic background, and
Yeah.
so pretty sound. I like him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. What about you? You like him?
I think he's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not big on him, but I think he has a lot of potential. But I think he still needs a lot of seasoning as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. I never try to judge
Yeah.
fighters when they're so young.
too
so
soon.
you know.
I'm gonna ask you, who do you like better, him and Ryan Garcia? They're like in that. They're going around the same.
I'll probably go with Shakur Stevenson. I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of Ryan Garcia.
You're not a big fan?
Nah, I'm not.
I think, I mean, they're both, they're young, need to be polished, but
Wait, who do you like?
I would
Shakur
favor
Stevenson?
right
Yeah,
now.
right.
If you had to put them together, I would probably favor Stevenson.
I think if they fought right now, I would give the upper hand to Garcia. I think I would. But I feel like if you give Shakur a couple years, I feel like he'll compete.
Like more.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like Ryan has a lot of distractions, so
Yeah.
that can.
Here you go.
It's Josh Warrington. I want to go over to England. I want to fight in front of the England club, and everybody get to see me, and I want to fight Josh Warrington for the IBF.
Big dreams from a young kid. Bob, what do you have? To arrange that. I talked with Frank when I was in London. I mean, if he's ready for Warrington, I think I can arrange that fight. All right. If anybody can do it, it's Bob Arrow.
No, he's not gonna let him do that.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
Career suicide.
Yeah, right now.
Just all talk.
I actually got some news about that towards the end, but I'll let you guys talk.
Yeah,
I'm
after
taking
seeing
L, especially over there.
Yeah, after seeing Warrington and with Frampton, you're just like, I don't know, man.
Gotta learn how to walk before you learn how to run. Huh?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about really this Warrington guy until like the Frampton fight, and Frampton is a top, man in his division, and he gave Leo problems. Took one win, that 2 fight, and so yeah.
I want to see Warrington against Leo Santa Cruz.
That'd be a good one.
That's what I was gonna get to. I
That'd be
was
a good
just
fight.
like, at this point, I already see Warrington fight Santa Cruz. Gary Russell, his one fight a year would also be dope against one of the top 127. So it's just like, no disrespect to Shakur, but there's so much talent in that division as well.
There is.
So like, your time's gonna come soon. Just
Yeah.
wait on it.
I'm not a big fan of just because you calling people out means that you're gonna get that fight. Like you gotta take the proper steps, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you some news later on why somebody should deserve to fight Warrington later on. But besides Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Rivas winning, the Zone actually had an undercard. You guys want to talk about it?
Oh, I didn't get to see that one, bro. So
The one on Friday?
So it'll be up to
Yeah,
you
you
guys.
want to talk about it?
I thought it was okay. I mean, up to this point, I still feel like the Zone has not produced a solid card. I still don't think they have. You get me? I feel like they had.
That's interesting you say that.
Yeah, I feel like this past Friday, the Demetrius fight, I thought it was cool. Demetrius is not an exciting boxer.
You actually saw that fight?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Damn.
Yeah, all 12 rounds. Man, just jab, a little bit of running here, another jab here and there. It was like.
You're a real fan, dog.
You are.
It was Friday night. I had plans.
Shit. I'm not watching boxing on Friday night. Dude. Fuck that.
And
You can watch the replay on the Zone.
Yeah, you
ESPN
can
too.
too. It's like
Yeah.
on-demand stuff. Yeah, so I saw it, and it was like, and Linares ended like in 2 rounds, or I think it was.
Yeah,
something.
it ended in the first round.
First round, there you
that,
go.
that I saw.
Yeah, and I think there was a fight before that one as well.
Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, that was a chick, right?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
won her 8th
Yeah,
division
that was
title.
dope.
That was dope.
That was really cool.
You saw her ring entrance and all
I
that?
didn't see the ring. I got
You
to-
saw her shoes and all that?
No, I didn't get to see all that. Nah, I remember seeing it, and I was just like 8th division. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
And
She was at her last fight was at 140. She came back down to 115.
Rehydrated back, right?
Yeah, she
Man.
rehydrated to 135 the next day.
20 pounds in a
Yeah.
day. Man,
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, so it's on. It's just like I'm waiting for them to produce that one card. I think the one upcoming is actually pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one with Jaime Munguia. I think there's one in like February, I believe.
Yeah, I think there's one.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, in London.
Not that one.
Not that one.
No, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so you're still not impressed with the Zone?
I'm still not impressed. Like I
So are you subscribed to the
I'm
Zone?
subscribed to the Zone.
Why
I
are
love the
you
quality.
subscribed to the Zone?
You know what? 'Cause I did it for Canelo. I did it for
That's how they get you.
They got me with the commercial. It was just like, see, and I was like, sign me up. I subscribe.
He said,
Now-
"Man, pay-per-view's dying.
Did you-
Sign me up."
Is it because you're subscribed to the Zone because you forgot to cancel?
No, I'm keeping it because it's just like I try to watch as much fights as I can.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's just like I'm subscribed to ESPN Plus. I know when they tried the whole Terrence Crawford last year when he had ESPN Plus. I got it a little later, mainly because they have a lot of soccer matches on ESPN
Yeah.
Plus. For the Zone, I was just like, I'll just keep it. Like the Demetrius fight, I saw it. It was cool. Talented guy, and then we got Munguia this week upcoming too. So I'm like, just keep it going. Give me one fight every 2-3 weeks. That's okay, and I'll pay the $10.
That's the thing. You're noticing that the Zone's putting all these fights, right? But are they actually quality? That's what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they low-key they haven't, and it's just like I paid December, I'm paying January, I'm gonna pay February. That's already $30, and it's just like out of those 30, there hasn't been one fight that was like, damn, this was a can't miss fight.
No, that's the thing.
I mean, who's putting on quality fights nowadays, though?
Right. That's the thing I was gonna say about the zone. If you guys gonna watch the zone, watch the early fights. Those fights, you'll be surprised. Like obviously, like not the most technical like sound fighters, but you get some good action.
They actually show those, huh?
Yeah,
I like that about the zone.
Yeah.
They do.
I think I
Like the preliminaries, right? Like before even the undercard.
yes. You see some of these guys like just fucking each other up. I'm just like, who's this guy from Argentina? Like heavyweight. Like
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's. If you're gonna, I would say try to watch like those super early fights that nobody watches, and they're pretty good.
So, you'll be watching this Saturday, right?
Yeah, I'll be watching it Saturday.
Against Munguia. What do you think about Munguia?
I love him. I'm a big fan. I think he's very talented. He's still very young.
Yeah.
You think he'll beat the Charlos?
I don't think. I don't think he'll be either. You know, whether he goes up to middleweight, whether he stays at one.
Hey, I'll take that bet with you.
Whether he stays at 154, I think Jermell.
Hey, hold on. Let me tell you something. Hey, who do you have winning against Harrison and Charlo?
We already talked about it.
We talked about it earlier. I mentioned
Okay.
I had Charlo winning.
Okay, because Freddie Roach said he had Charlo winning too.
Yeah, I had Charlo winning. I either had a Charlo winning or a draw. I could see why they gave it to Harrison. I could see why, but at the end of the day, I feel like you give it to the aggressor in a title fight. That's always my whole thing. And not that Tony Harrison wasn't the aggressor, but it was like a lot of jabs here and there, and he was having a lot of like a small impacts, but it was a lot. It was consistent.
Yeah.
Let me give you the Ring Magazine 154. So number 10 is Strout, number 9 Brooke, 8 Julian Williams, 7 Soro, 6 Castano, 5 Charlo, WBC number 4 Harrison, Mungai with the WBO, Lara number 2 with nothing, and Hurd with the IBF and WBA.
Damn.
Yeah, like
You know who's somebody who I can match up Munguia? Because these guys want to promote each other and fight each other. Kell Brook against Munguia at
That'd be a good one.
154.
that'd be good.
I mean, but Munguia's gonna come a lot bigger.
Kell
Yeah.
Brook against Munguia?
They're both at 154. Because you're seeing a lot of
It's an easy
matchroom.
knockout.
You see,
Yeah.
It'll be
you know what I
Stefano
mean? You
all
see a
over.
lot of matchroom boxing
another Ali.
with Golden Boy.
Yeah,
And
but
I think
fight.
Kell Brook is like waiting for that con fight, right? I know
Yeah.
con fighting Crawford, but I think Kell Brook's been wanting that for like
Yeah.
years now. So.
Yeah, he's still waiting, right?
Yeah, he's still waiting. He's gonna be waiting too, because Khan is not gonna come out of that fight okay with.
yeah, yeah. Even to defeat Khan, I feel like he won't lose a whole lot.
We'll get to that right now, but anything.
Khan?
We'll get to
Oh,
that.
he'll lose a lot.
Anybody beats Khan.
physically, but,
But-
I'm just saying like you can still
I
make
think he
that.
lost some, like, he doesn't have anything to lose, like, since, like, 5 years ago, I think. Like,
Who do you want Munguia though, as far as like
Munguia?
right now? Do you think he should stay at 154? Because I'm saying all these names, and the thing is, Harrison, Lara, Hurd, these are all fighters on PBC, so he's not gonna get those belts at all. So my thing is that he should be moving up weight to 160.
I think my whole thing is like against the 160. Who do you guys think Munguia would actually beat though?
I think they should line him up with David Lemieux.
That would be a good one.
Isn't Lemieux's already fighting at 168, ain't he?
I will bring. I have some.
Oh, yeah.
I have some news about David Lemieux later on.
I think he's supposed to be in works to fight on the Canelo Jacobs.
Yes,
card,
he is. Yeah.
And he's supposed to be fighting at 168.
Yes, but then
Yeah.
he said he's gonna come down
Is he
to
gonna come back
160.
down?
Yeah.
I mean, he could barely make it at 160.
Yeah, that's why at this stage
Yeah.
you're messing around.
he's
He
not
already
gonna
messed
fight.
up. He
he's
already
not gonna
messed up.
fight if he tries to go down to 160.
Yeah.
How many times you give this guy opportunity? It's time to release the hounds on him and give one guy a chance.
I
On
think
Lemieux?
Munguia's too big for almost anybody at 154.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't know
that.
why he's still there, but I mean, if I had to pick somebody at 154, I like Julian Williams.
Yeah.
He's
like
fighting Hurd, by the way.
He's fighting. Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Julian Williams. I think he put up a good fight against Charlo.
Yeah.
So it's just like I like him. You know, even Austin Trout at this point.
Yeah.
Trout would be a good one.
I think those two will be good fights
Makes
for him
sense.
next year. This year,
And then
then next year maybe move on to Lara,
Yeah.
who's getting older.
Yeah.
Because
And-
he's fighting like 3-4 times a year at this point, and it's like he's what 22 years old, 21, I think.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fighting in January, so
In a couple years, they gotta line him
Two
up with
more.
Canelo.
Yeah.
Especially because he's Golden Boy.
Yeah,
I-
At 160.
I like that. I
160
like that Trout fight. It's like he's a gatekeeper, and so he
Yeah.
has a name inside the boxing world.
Yeah, I
So
think for
people know
Morguinas,
him.
just put him against veterans or guys who are somewhat proven, right?
Yeah.
'Cause he's still very young.
I
Yeah.
know.
You don't want to put him in against the
yeah,
top
I think that
season
fight
top
against
fight.
Liam Smith. Like,
Yeah, that was a good fight. I
that
like
was
that
a really
fight.
good fight.
I like
and
that
I
fight
think
for him.
Munguia, like if Munguia was fighting anybody else, he would have taken some real damage that fight because
Yeah.
Liam Smith was putting up a really
He
good
was.
fight. So I was shocked because I thought Munguia was gonna go in there. I mean, he
And-
eventually got the win,
Mhm.
but I thought he was gonna go in there like 2-3 rounds and just
A little bit
destroy
more
him.
dominant,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he wasn't as dominant as I expected. And
Yeah.
you know, Liam Smith's a big guy as well. So
Mhm. Yeah, experience too, so he knows how to,
yeah, that 154 division. I know Kell Brook is a mandatory for Jared Hurt. So
Kell Brook.
Kell Brook.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
These guys, some of them know too many people, dude. And they be getting
For
these title
real.
fights for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started, because I mean, you already saw my text message against Jojo Diaz. You remember those? Yeah, there's another guy that's gonna get a title. I'll bring it up later on in the news. But these guys get titles for no reason, man. Heck, we just had a fighter fight Manny Pacquiao for a title and never actually won a title and never actually won a fight at the 147 division. Yet he got a title chance against Manny Pacquiao.
That's why when you
Was
name
this the-
when you
what
name
title
the
was this?
champions, like I don't I
Was
could
this the
care less
WBA
about
one?
The regular though.
It's the
that's-
reg.
Yeah,
That's like
it's not even
another
the
belt.
Dude,
That's the
top.
168. That belt doesn't matter.
Yeah, right now WBA is taking L's. Like,
Yeah.
I saw like an article where like this is the women's division, one of the lower divisions. I don't remember her name. Like she was like a 3-4-1 fighter who is getting a title shot.
Sounds about right.
I'm like,
That's why when people tell me like the list of champions, I'm like, I couldn't care less, dude. That doesn't like tell me anything
Yeah.
about that division at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So for Munguia, he's at 154. He's taking a page out of like Chavez Jr. where he can make that weight and then just big.
So
beating
we all,
up everybody
we all
else.
agree that Munguia should leave already, right?
A
To
couple more
160.
fights.
He could do a couple more
If he
fights at
wanted to fight
154.
Hurd, that'd be really interesting as well. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Munguia would win that fight. I think Hurd.
Against Hurd?
Yeah.
What do you
Munguia
think,
would win
Gio?
that fight?
I don't know. I think he has a chance. I don't
he has
think
a
Hurd is
chance.
that good.
Yeah,
honestly.
I was gonna say
I think
Hurd
is-
can be hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hurd is
Yeah,
good,
he
but
could
his
definitely be hit, yeah.
defensive, he's got there's some holes in his defense where Munguia can, any given punch.
He's
And
beatable.
at the end of the day, 154 belongs to Jermel, so it's about time. It's about time Munguia moves.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up, guys.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Harrison is, he's giving, I think he's mandated to give a immediate rematch. So
Yeah.
do you guys know the date for that if it were to happen?
Not yet.
I don't think they have ordered the fight yet, though.
They haven't. They just
Mandated that.
They
Yeah.
mandated.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah. So
I mean, that 154 division is not something that I'm interested in watching. Only divisions I'm interested in watching right now is the heavyweight, 160, 147, 135, and 126.
I'm really interested in watching that rematch though.
Yeah, I want the
Honestly,
rematch.
like
Against Charlo and Harrison.
yeah, I do want to see that just
Yeah.
because Harrison's gonna have to he's gonna have to do like another game plan just
Who?
because Harrison.
You think so?
He's
I
got
think
to-
in rematches the boxer is always favored no matter what. So I think Charlo's gonna have to fix the way he's.
no,
fighting.
obviously,
Yeah,
like
Charlo's
Charlo's gonna
gonna
have to
have to
fix,
fix, yeah.
of
'Cause if
course.
he-
But like,
I haven't seen too many Harrison fights, but if Charlo comes out and is too aggressive, I think Harrison could take advantage of that.
Yeah, so then he can't come out the way he came out
Yeah.
in December. He has to relax. He has to come more prepared, more mentally fit. He can't be looking for that big punch like he did.
yeah,
Because if that happens,
that's one of
Harrison's
the
gonna have
reasons
his
why I
way.
gave Harrison the fight because you just saw that's the Charlo headhunting. You could tell he was frustrated.
yeah.
And if you relax, pick your shots, they compose. Like you
Just
just
fighting his fight.
yeah. So
I just don't want to brush up, but 154, Kell Brook. What should Kell Brook do now?
Retire. The fuck is Kell? Why are we talking about Kell Brook? Dude?
We're at the
Goddamn.
First time we heard
154.
his name today.
Come on, dude, what the fuck? What is this?
Kel.
No, you guys did skip over the Linares getting knocked out though.
Yeah, we talked about it.
We just said really quick. It was just
Yeah, there was nothing that we could learn from it.
No, but you guys seemed shocked before we started talking.
I was
Which
surprised.
I was
Okay,
wondering
no.
why.
Because the reason why I bring up Amanda Serrano
Mhm.
is because she went at 140 to 115, lost 25 pounds, right? That's
Yeah.
why there's different weights, different pounds. We just had a UFC fighter that went from one
Mhm.
drop how many pounds, 20 or 15, and lost within like the
Yeah.
first 30 seconds. Like there's pounds and for a different amount of reasons, and that's
Yeah.
why Linares, he wants to be at 140 because there's actually not many credible fighters, but at the same time there's different pounds at every division, right?
Yeah.
Every punch is different size. So Linares should go at 135, but look who you're facing.
Yeah. To me, I'm not surprised when you get like knocked out when you go up in weight.
Stop lying.
But
Fool.
like,
You were
no.
just surprised.
But like I was surprised like first round.
Yeah,
In that fashion.
It was the fashion, dude. I was
Yeah.
shocked.
So I mean, he's fighting a typical Mexican fighter, right? Who has power.
Yeah, but
And since the first punch he landed, he couldn't even take it.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was shook right away. Like
Yeah, he was.
He took one hit and he was just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm in for something.
Yeah.
else.
No.
That's what it was. And then
Yeah.
he wasn't the same. All it took
No.
was one clean punch London, and he was like, I need a fight. I need to step back. And
You saw how the fight ended, right?
Yeah.
Like he couldn't even
Knocked
go
him down.
forward. He was going
Yeah.
backwards.
Yeah, knocked him down 3 times, right?
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, man.
But
I was just the first round, just kind of I was like, dang.
I don't know. If I'm at 140, I wouldn't want my first fight to be against Gano.
Against,
Like, fuck that, dude. Put me against a
puncher.
guy with
And he's not
With
even
no power,
in
Tolly
the,
power.
yeah, he's not even in the top 10 for Ring Magazine.
Kind of right.
No, he's
Yeah, that's.
You know, he's fought some of the best names,
He's
but he's
fought-
never
yeah.
beat any of them. So
Didn't he? I remember he got like a draw against like a good name.
Paulie Malignaggi.
Maybe, but
think he lost to
maybe
Paulie.
I
I
want to say
forgot.
Mosley, like, but I'm not sure. I just remember he was a good name. I was like, how?
Yeah, I'll put it up on the visual. I'll put up his record,
Yeah.
but he's faced like top competition.
Yeah, he does
He's
have-
experienced.
He's experienced for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I would just. Yeah, I was just shocked that it was that first round.
I know we skipped that. I know we didn't really talk about the welterweight unification. I don't know you guys want to touch up on that or
What do you want to talk about?
just, I mean, in your guys' opinion, I know like we talked about like the amount of talent in that 147.
Yeah.
But do you guys have like a clear favorite of who is like, if there were to be like a unification, who would be the guy that?
Yeah, it just depends where Keith Thurman is at.
I
Yeah.
think he's the only name to me. I don't think the other guys are proven.
I think Earl Spence maybe.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I think Earl
I
Spence
mean,
is the one. Like, if Keith Thurman comes back to the way he left, I would definitely go with Thurman on the way. But if he doesn't, I'd give the upper hand to Earl Spence.
You guys saw that commercial, right? The Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence.
No, I haven't
That
seen it.
pay-per-view
No.
commercial.
I haven't seen it.
You saw it. It happened during the fight. They showed like a 30-second. No, yeah, it was
Nah.
pretty sweet. It was all slow motion, like both of them. It's just like kind of
both-
like history in the making for both fighters to fight.
Hmm.
But who's one? Who do you think then at 147?
I think Earl Spence. I think
Why?
Earl Spence-
You think it's the truth?
I think he's the truth.
Paul Pierce.
I
he's
think-
another Munguia.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Earl Spence? I don't know.
He's too heavy for that division.
You think he'd be better at the 154?
I don't think he'd be better,
No.
but I think he's too big for these guys. So I don't know how much credit, especially against Mikey Garcia. I wouldn't. If he wins, I don't give him.
Yeah,
credit.
I don't give him credit after the Mikey Garcia fight. I give credit to Mikey Garcia for going up and taking the fight. I think
Yeah.
it's very
Mhm.
foolish of him as well. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like, if it's the paycheck, it's the paycheck, and if that's what you want to do, you want to do.
So if it's not Errol Spence, who is?
I like Sean Porter a lot. I think he put up a great fight against Thurman. I
Mhm.
think he beat Danny Garcia, obviously, very
Mhm.
clearly. And I know he has a fight coming up against Ugas. So it's just
Yeah.
like, Porter has proven himself at the 147. I know he doesn't get talked
Yeah.
much as like Thurman or
Yeah.
like Earl Spence or like even Terrence Crawford. And Terrence Crawford at 147 hasn't done. He beat
Yeah.
Jeff Horn.
He'd be nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't beaten nobody. So like no disrespect to Terrence Crawford, but at this time it's like you haven't fought a Danny Garcia. You haven't fought a Lamont Pearson. So it's just like, why are we giving this guy so much credit because of what he did at 140,
ESPN, that's
at
why.
135? ESPN, exactly.
No, but yeah, I agree with you with Porter, dude.
Yeah.
Because to me,
Yeah.
he's shown that he can come back.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
came back from 2 losses, right? He lost
Mhm.
to Keith Thurman and he lost to Kell Brook.
Yeah.
And then he came back and won the title. And to me, he's one of those guys who can beat you on any given night with his
Yeah.
style. Like, you never know with Sean Porter.
And because he's aggressive, so like he's gonna
Yeah.
come matches.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like it's not a whether like how I'm gonna stop him, but how am I gonna slow him down. So
Yeah.
he starts fighting my fight and
Yeah.
starts fighting.
Yeah,
Like
he's
against Danny, he just he was on his
hustle,
ass. He didn't let him breathe.
Yeah.
So what do
You
we
know.
take away between Terrence Crawford and Amir Khan?
Nice, entertaining 36 minutes. If
If it lasts that
if it
long, I
lasts
don't. I
yeah.
see that
We're
lasting.
counting ring
Like,
walk time. That's why as well.
I see that lasting like
I saw Amir
15
Khan
minutes.
on the came out with a post.
I never understand why we
yesterday.
talk about Amir Khan or Kell Brook on this show. I just don't get it.
No, well, I mean, it's because
we have British fans.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
it's
All right, casual comments with Chris and Chris. Take it away.
No, part of it. No, because I think we underline the definition of what casual conversation is. I think casual talk is when we talk about only May and September. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Dang.
But at the end
But
of the
talk
day,
about Amir Khan.
when it comes down to Amir Khan and Terrence Crawford, dude, there's like actually like 4 storylines in that story.
Mhm.
One, finally, I guess if you want to put Terrence Crawford with pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
Second, Kell Brook gets shocked. Third thing, Eddie Hearn gets screwed by Amir Khan
Yeah.
because he actually had him for 3 fights, and now he can't even fight him against Kell Brook, right?
Mhm.
But actually, the 4th one is the one that nobody wants to talk about. What's the biggest mistake from Bob Arum in his life?
Not being able to do business with other promoters.
His biggest mistake was letting Al Heyman buy that contract from Mayweather for $750,000 back in 2007. I think that's the case that the mistake that he's learning with this guy, in this case Terrence Crawford. He knows that he doesn't have anybody in the welterweight division at all to justify having Terrence Crawford to be that fighter that we can say, yep, he's the best in the world. But at the end of the day, everybody from PBC has all the welterweights, right? So, like, for me, when there was pushback, we actually had news regarding who actually Terrence Crawford was going to fight. Who was the fighter that Terrence Crawford was going to fight before Amir Khan? Luis Colasso.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Once that news came out, what happened? We got to switch it up. And Bob Arum, whatever you want to call him, he said, what? He saw a loophole in this case. He noticed that Eddie Hearn wasn't actually in control of Amir Khan. And that was the only fighter that you could find in the welterweight division to actually put in Terrence Crawford's ringside to fight him. So I gave Bob Arum a huge props to find a fighter at 147 to actually justify a pay-per-view for Terrence Crawford to fight. And that's the thing, too. We all going to make mistakes. And the thing is, how long that mistake is going to last for us to actually, like, answer it and finally, like, actually, you know what? I finally learned from my mistake. It took how many years? 12 years for Byron to actually learn from his mistake. Because he knows that if he would have had Terrence Crawford against Luis Colasso, everybody will be all up on Terrence Crawford. So that's the biggest takeaway I get. Not with Eddie Hearn getting screwed. Not Amir Khan taking a big risk and not fighting Kell Brook. Not Terrence Crawford fighting Amir Khan. It's Bob Arum actually learning that mistake.
How much is the pay-per-view? Do we know?
Guys, are you gonna buy that?
If it's $2.
How much is the pay-per-view? Do you know,
It
Chris?
should be probably like 60 or 70.
Ah, man.
It would interest me, like, but the only other fighter that ESPN has that would like interest me would be Teofimo.
Yeah.
And besides that, it's just like we all know he's gonna get like a third round stoppage, you know. So it's like, do I really want to pay $50 for Teofimo to knock out a guy, you know, do a cool little backflip, celebrate, and then see Terrence Crawford be Amir Khan? Like, would that be worth it or will it not be? And at this point, it's like you said,
it's gonna be in Madison Square Garden too.
Yeah. And it's hard, like you mentioned, you know, there's not many welterweights at ESPN. You know, PBC has all of them.
Yeah.
So it sucks for Terrence Crawford because it's like he may truly be wanting to get the big fights, but at the end of the day, you know.
And I mentioned this like months ago that Bob Arum is under the ropes because Terrence Crawford can easily put the Ali Act on his ass because he has him justified for a number of years under his contract. So at some point, Terrence Crawford is going to get mad with the opponents he's going to get because he saw he was going to get spoon-fed with Luis Colasso. Somebody that has already gotten beaten for so many fighters.
And it's like Terrence Crawford ain't that young either.
He's like 30. 30.
Yeah.
Still hasn't fought anybody.
Yeah, he still hasn't fought anybody. And it's like
at 147, he fought at 140.
People are gonna get tired of it. It's gonna be like, hey, I'd rather see Danny Garcia, who has no title, fight somebody big. Because at least he's fighting a big name, you know. So
that's why I say like that Jeff Horn against Manny Pacquiao fight, that was a straight up setup, dude. To say that. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao got robbed. No, it's simple, dude. You take somebody at Australia, take the belt out. Simple, dude. Because he knows that they were not going to fight against Terrence Crawford at all, against Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, but I do want to see this fight. That price tag was way too fucking high. Like, I'm going to have to try to find buddies that can fucking like help me pay it.
Don't tell me why.
You want to pay for that fight?
We can split it between 7 of us.
No,
I'm not paying that whole. I'm not paying that whole thing.
Like
casual comments.
Just give me binary, yes or no. I don't care the summary. We could talk about it next week, but we could talk about it later on. But just give me yes or no. You think pay-per-view is there? Yes or no?
No, it's still there.
Gio?
As long as Manny's alive, it's alive.
So yes or no?
As long as Manny's alive, it's alive.
So yes, then.
It's still alive, yeah.
I think it's still alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about subscription?
I think it's a coming of age thing. I definitely feel like it's still very young.
Yeah.
And I don't like comparing two different media outlets. I don't like comparing two different media outlets, but it's just like if you would have told me 10 years ago that people wouldn't be buying music albums anymore, they just be subscribed to a platform, I would have been like, you're crazy. Nobody's gonna pay $10 a month to hear all this music.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna pay for whatever they want specifically. That's how boxing fight used to be. It was like you're gonna pay for whatever you want to see. You want to see Mayweather, you want to see Cody, you want to see Canelo. You know, that's what they were doing 10 years ago. I feel now at this point it's just like if these outlets could throw out these streaming service where like we have all these boxers and we have this really, really big boxer and all we're gonna do is charge $8-10 a month to show you fights once a month, eventually it will catch along to all these people. As of right now, they're still living in the era where it's just like, well, I'd rather just pay $65 for that one fight
yeah.
in September, that one fight in May, and
Yeah.
you know that's cool.
Here's my thing with the zone.
I like this guy. Except his shirt. You can do better.
The zone doesn't release how much the fighters get paid the day of or after the fight. I have not seen a single
No purse, nothing.
purse at all. So all these people from the zone talking about they got that money. How much money?
Mm-hmm.
Name me a fighter that got paid with the zone with their purse bid. Haven't seen it.
Well, I
Yeah.
think
Until then, I'm not gonna say anything about the
Canelo's
zone.
contract was announced, right? Where it was just like 6 fights for like 300 million or something.
365.
365.
But even
Yeah.
then, that money's not even guaranteed at all. It's not. In fact, there's a number of things that if you look into that contract, it doesn't make sense too. And I was actually, there was a interview between Joe Rogan and Kelly Pavlik. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
Mm-mm.
They were talking about whether or not he wants to see Triple G against Canelo. He actually had a different point of view. He said no, but part of it comes down to that knee.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually talked about this, about the wars that he went through with Canelo with that those two fights straight up, right? How much that knee can take away.
Mm-hmm.
You actually going to give that much amount of money to a fighter that has that knee already at that age already, at 28 years old? You actually looked up that knee already in that surgery?
Mm.
There's a lot of suspects to that, but
Yeah.
I don't think subscription should be held accountable, just like we were holding accountable what pay-per-view brings into the table. But that's suspect, though. The fact that the zone's not releasing any money to these fighters on the day of or afterwards, they talk about, oh, come over here because this is where the money's at. All right, how much money are you getting paid? And don't bring up that Canelo contract.
That's a good point.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but I think I'm not sure if it was the Pacquiao fight, but Mike Coppinger from The Ring,
Right.
he released like the purses for one of the fighters, and Andre Ward actually told him, he was just like, I hate how journalists actually go in and have to release information. And Mike, he was just like, I'm just doing my job, you know, like fans should be able to know how much
should be public.
It should be public.
It should be
and Andre
public.
Ward was really against it. He was just like, nah, man, that's not right. Blah, blah, blah. Like they had a little confrontation, and Mike was just like, no, like it's my job to report how much you're making. And
It's
So
something
you guys think the purses should be public?
It should.
I
I
think it should
don't,
be-
I don't think so.
I think it should be posted. I was
They
like,
should be, because
I don't
every
think so.
athlete's purse is already out there in the contract for us to justify why that fighter should get paid than the other fighter, right? Or if not, we can't compare contrast in how much a fighter should be getting paid for,
I
right?
agree. Something that we like learn in our journalism classes, like the Freedom of Information Act. It's
Yeah.
just like
FOI.
it's kind of like
Why the fuck are you checking my bank account, dog?
So it's kind of like
why were we
so-
about other man's paper, man?
so like politicians, right?
Yeah.
Because
That's
of
gossip, dude.
because of all the corruption, like they kind of have to put like public how much they make.
Yeah.
It's like because of all the corruption that's happened in the past. That's the reason why they do that now. Like you're not saying that boxing isn't corrupt. It's like the most corrupt sport out there. We know this.
Yeah, I'm
So I
just
feel like
saying,
that's
yeah.
why it should, that's why I feel it should
every
be.
other
Nah, you just
promoter,
nosy.
every other network has been able to release the purse bids,
Yeah.
but the zone has not
And
done
it's like,
that
I'm
at all.
paying, and like for pay-per-view, I'm paying $75 for a fight. It's just
Yeah,
like, I want to see how much
Tell
Walker
me.
made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I paid $75 to see him fight 12 rounds. I want to see how much you made. I want to see how much
Exactly.
you made.
No.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
That's funny. Any last words before we wrap it up?
Unbelievable. Joe Joyce is going to be fighting Stubborn.
oh, no, I saw that.
You saw that? He's going to be fighting an undercard for Eubank against Miguel.
It's a good one.
Usyk will be debuting at heavyweight mid-May, 18 or 25th, somewhere in the United States. So we talked about Joe Warrington fighting for the IBF belt, featherweight. Dude, you know that Oscar Valdez versus Frampton fight was actually on ESPN Plus, and part of the reason why that fight was going to be on ESPN Plus was because they're going to actually have Oscar Valdez unify that division. But now you have this guy named Tupac Shakur.
I was actually bringing up Oscar Valdez earlier, too.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Tupac Shakur. I really got that.
That's his name. That's his name. And David Lemieux fighting some guy named John Ryder for 168 on the undercard. Mr. Billy Joe
That's
Saunders.
TBD for me.
Billy Joe Saunders is going to be fighting, apparently, maybe because Frank Warren's trying to get that mandatory against
Yeah.
Demetrius Andrade.
I heard that.
They
that
left
he's
his
getting his title
suspension.
shot. Yep.
He called
Billy Joe's always TBD.
And Demetrius actually called out Triple G. I don't know if you guys saw that. Demetrius
Yeah.
actually called out Triple G. He was like, give me Triple G. I'll
Everybody
beat him.
is.
And it's just...
Shit, if he's
Like,
37, how old
Yeah.
is he?
Hey,
Just take him out.
Well,
Hey, dude,
that's why Canelo fought him, right? Because he was 36.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, dude, I have
Shit, I would too.
I'm kidding, man. Smart.
I have some beef with what's his name, Eric Gomez, dude. Make a war.
Oh man, I don't like that guy.
You want me to tell you why?
Tell me.
This guy told, I guess, Triple G in the talks that in order for you to fight Canelo, you have to be signed with the Zone.
Yeah, I think that's what Eddie's been saying too. Like,
Yeah.
Really? You know, the greatest one of the boxers ever, Sugar Ray Leonard, was always a free agent, just like Mike Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you sign with a subscription or with a record label, you're actually not going to be able to reach your potential, how much you're going to actually make, because you already signed up to a certain amount, right? In this case, 365, right?
Yeah.
If you sign up, if I was Triple G, sign up one fight at a time.
Yeah.
Because you get to make the most money, just like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant always signs 1 year extensions because the salary cap always goes up every single year.
Kevin Durant's not 36.
Well, Jacobs just signed a 3-fight. No, they.
Yeah.
So they might get.
For how much? You know, that's the
Exactly.
thing. The
We don't
zone
know.
doesn't show how much money they make, dude.
No FOI.
I have a question. What are your guys' thoughts on the rehydration clause for the Jacobs Canelo fight?
So
Somebody
can
had
you
to
tell
do
us?
it.
Can you tell us a little?
Tell
bit
us
about-
more.
Yeah, tell us more about that.
So obviously you guys know Daniel Jacobs 160.
180,
Comes in at 180 on fight night.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
cool. So it's just like in the agreement for the Canelo Jacobs, there was a rehydration clause where the fighter can't come over. Well, they could come over 170, but it's a hefty fine for every pound. I think it was like in the 100,000s.
Damn.
So the
For
limit-
every pound, right?
For every
Yeah.
pound. So it's just like, I was giving Canelo mad props for taking the Jacobs fight. You know, I always felt like Canelo always fought the big guys a little later in the career, but still cool. He still fought them, or a little too much. Whatever. Not gonna get to Canelo, but it's just like, so I gave Jacobs fight because that's a really, really good fight. I feel at 160, that's one of the fights that a lot of fans were waiting for. So seeing this kind of like, it just kind of disappointed me because it was just like, if I want to see Canelo fight Jacobs, I want to see Canelo fight the best version of Jacobs.
Yeah.
And I think
The 190 version.
and I think the best version of Jacobs is the one that fought Triple G,
Triple
where
G,
he took him 12 rounds, and he came in heavy that day. I mean,
Yeah, but
he,
You know,
he opted to not weigh in that day, but you could tell 180, 185.
You remember
Yeah.
what weight class Amir Khan fought Canelo?
Oh yeah, 150, 160 middleweight, 2 weights higher than his usual.
Yeah.
So it's just like, once again, Canelo always getting his way to make the fight easier. So it's
Side A.
Smart man.
It's a smart man, definitely. It's a smart man, but it's disappointing to like fans.
Weren't they in talks to do that? Like some of the sanctioning bodies?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
Impose
they
that?
should.
I don't know why they shouldn't. That's
Yeah.
stupid. It's like Errol Spence fighting at 147. It's like, what are you doing at 147, dude?
Because he could be at 147.
Bullying
And that's
these
where the money is at.
people.
Yeah, that's what
The
they-
money is at 147, and that, we just talked about the names that are 154.
Yeah, but they gotta do those clauses, man, to make it more fair for
That's true.
everybody. Right?
Like if it was an all around thing where a lot of the sanctioning bodies were like demanding it, you can't come in certain weight over, like it'd be cool. But the fact that it's just like, it's not a mandatory thing, and it's a thing for this fight.
It's the thing for this
AB
fight,
wouldn't
yeah.
even get weighed, huh? On fight night. Pacquiao only gained 2 pounds.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I think to me against that Jacobs fight, the only thing I'm going to be looking at is that brace, that knee. I think that's
Canelo.
going to, because Canelo, yes, like Keith Thurman, he takes advantage of the slip and slides when he defends with the counterattack. That's one thing I'm kind of concerned with Canelo, whether or not that knee is able to hold up from all those wars against Triple G.
Hmm.
Any last words? Thanks for coming, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Gotta
having
come
me,
back
guys.
on someday.
come back,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
Yeah.
Let me know
Yeah, we'll
whenever.
talk a little bit more next time you can't wear that badge on your chest. We'll talk a little more.
What's your prediction for the Arsenal game?
You know, at the Emirates, I got Arsenal winning 3-2.
Who are they playing?
Man
U.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah,
Hey, we have Man U listeners, man.
Fuck
3-2.
them. too. I'm just kidding.
Like
Fuck that guy.
Like
Who
I
does-
said, like I
he
said,
is-
gonna have a quick hat trick. It's gonna be
Our
cool.
England followers are
Yeah,
just
who
gonna
does
say-
who does Liverpool play?
When? This weekend?
Yeah.
I haven't checked.
Hmm.
They're having an easy schedule right now, though. They already played
Okay.
all the tough teams. They're still in first. City's on their ass.
Yeah, City's
And then
right
Tottenham, I think, is third.
Yeah, but
And then everybody else fighting for the Europa
yeah,
League. So.
we fighting for that fourth spot for champions, right? It's Chelsea, Man U, and Arsenal.
Man.
But it's cool.
Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Any final thoughts, guys?
Mm,
Deontay Wilder beats Anthony Joshua, but
Ooh.
oh, yes. That's I do. Yeah.
You're a Charlo fan, so I'm not surprised.
My last words is that Fury got robbed, dude.
Hmm.
On God and them.
On God and that. My last words is that was it, AB. I can't get excited over your fights anymore. I just can't.
Not that I want to cut you off. You know, if you go to any EPO like highlights
Mhm.
or anything regarding soccer, you'll find in the comments section saying Fury got robbed.
you will. On Reddit stream, you'll find
They
Fury
ain't
got
lying.
robbed, yeah.
They ain't lying. I used to see a lot of Wenger outs.
Dude, it's either that. That's the new Wenger out.
See?
Fury got robbed.
Fury got,
dude.
let me think that out loud too.
So a reason why I liked AB because he was very entertaining.
Nothing about
Sorry.
control, Chris, because
You think he's gonna beat that 10 count in court?
then people say, what do you mean by Fury God?
Fury's on
Go
fire.
ahead, Chris, I'm sorry.
No, so I was gonna say like the reason why I liked AB is because he was exciting outside, outside the ring. But like with this last performance, I'm like, man, I'm
Get
good
your
with,
ass over here. I got a lot of motherfucking things to say.
I'm good with Tyson Fury. Fury's gonna be my entertainment inside and outside the ring.
I'm telling you, dude, that people at the movie theaters, they want to see somebody like Broner, dude, get his ass beat, dude. They're still gonna watch.
But
the
I've
next
already seen
episode.
that. We've already seen that.
seen it.
We saw it 4 times.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
want
thing.
Broner headlining no card anymore.
Yeah,
I don't mind
either.
if he's on the undercard.
Yeah.
I'll get to retain
Yeah.
him,
If he
but-
comes back on the undercard,
He'll be
God in
probably in
them.
the
Yeah.
undercard against Mayweather and Pacquiao if it ever happens.
God in him.
Whatever
for
them
the
that is.
hood.
yeah.
The hood knows he won that fight.
By the way, I don't think the hood is claiming him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think they'd rather claim a guy like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
No, but it was all styles makes fights because it makes Manny Pacquiao look good, right? Fighting somebody like Broner, totally opposites of like
Yeah.
bipolar
Of course,
cultures.
you can throw 10 punches and only one's gonna come back.
Like 8 punches, like on average.
Yeah, in a parallel universe, he won.
Hopefully Pacquiao's healthy though with that eye.
Yeah.
Hopefully they didn't take too many things from his house.
Yeah, hopefully they find the suspect.
What did they take again?
I don't know what they took.
They took something. Yeah.
Man,
They didn't take the fight from him though. He won that.
for real.
I swear to God, and that's on God and them, and y'all know I don't know who NM is, but it's on God and them. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
Did you saw the Dan Rafael against Adrien Broner after the post conference?
Yeah, I got a mic too.
I saw that, yeah.
Oh no, I missed that. I just saw the Jim Gray one. Obviously.
Terrible, man. That guy has no filter.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, Mr. Frankie.
For sure.
Gotta
Anytime.
have you on again.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Any
know.
shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, I want to follow me on Twitter, MV Frankie P. For more up-to-date analysis,
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
So Frankie, you're also the president of the Journalism Club here at DH,
Yeah, I
right?
am,
So
yeah. So we got an event coming up in May.
Mhm.
I'll let you guys more about that. When
Canelo fight?
Is that May 4th?
I got a show here. I'm coming.
Send out a
That
cover
big
feed
screen.
Support SISJ.
okay.
Fundraiser.
You already had the
Shout
zone
out.
subscription already.
Shout out to
Sure,
SISJ.
you know, I got the Zone. I got ESPN Plus.
Hey.
Showtime too. You know.
You're a boxing fan right there.
Yeah.
My wallet ain't happy, but I am, so it's cool.
So plug your IG again.
We gotta have you.
My IG is MV Frankie P. One more time.
And be Frankie P. There you go. Follow Against the Ropes too. Against the Ropes on Instagram.
We gotta have you back on when Lily's here.
For sure,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I had Lily for a couple classes. Talked to
Yeah.
her once, but
She be trying to fight me.
yeah.
Shout out to Lily. Chicano Boxing.
I follow
ChicanoBoxing.com.
Chicano Boxing too. She dope. She cool.
Yeah, she's
cool.
funny. Yeah, she be trying to fight me for no reason. I'm like, chill, girl. She's our 4th official member, I guess now.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
gotta put her like her picture now, with her like the weight class and all that.
You can be the 5th, dog. You gotta earn your
Yeah.
stripes.
You gotta host the fight.
Yeah, all right, for sure.
But-
for sure.
All right, man. But thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week. Against the Ropes, number 1.
It's ropes.
Against the ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the Ropes, number 1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.